As you can see, we are doing Module 4, Lesson 2. We are using right angles to determine whether angles are equal to, greater than, or less than right angles. You're going to be drawing right, obtuse, and acute angles. So let's go ahead and get started. First thing we're going to be doing is we're going to be making a right angle template, and you can do that with any shaped paper. I just took a piece of paper and cut it out. So if you fold it in half, see how we have a straight edge? If you fold it in half again, you now have a perfect right angle. We're going to use that to measure our stuff. You're going to be working on your practice sheet. But before you do that, I'm going to show you how to do it. First thing you want to look at is a circle, which is what this sort of was in the beginning. Does this circle have right angles? Well, we can test it. This is my right angle sheet. I come up to my circle. Is anywhere perfectly right angled? The answer is no, it's not. What if I have a shape like a square, and I come up and test it? See how this line lines up quite nicely both directions? And I can turn it any way I want. And I'm going to get the same result. Therefore, that does have right angles, which we knew anyway because squares have 4 right angles. This spot right here in the corner is actually the vertex, and that is the point of the right angle. And this is how we represent a right angle. Now, if something is less than a right angle, or this is a right angle, if it's less, it means it's smaller than a right angle. So if I were to put my right angle up here, there's a little bit of an overlap. If we put it up straight, there's a little bit of an overlap. So it's less than a right angle, it's called an acute angle, or a cute little angle. Now if it's larger than a right angle, here's your right angle. You can represent it nice and even. Larger means that it's bigger than that right angle. See how I have a straight line up? My other angle line is to the right. But it can't be straight, that's called a straight angle. That's an obtuse, or a large angle. We're going to go ahead and draw some angles. If you were to draw a right angle, it would come straight down, straight over. Now, you would probably want to use a ruler, but if I measure that, that looks pretty close to a right angle to me. So I put a little box in there. I could also use my triangle to bring it over to check. How about if I want to use an obtuse angle? Remember, obtuse is bigger than a right angle. So if I set my right angle up here, look at how it spreads past, or it spreads out. If it was a right angle, it would go straight out, but it doesn't. It angles out. Therefore, it's obtuse, which means it's greater than 90 degrees, because right angles are 90 degrees. Now, if I want to make an acute angle, I would aim in, because if I put my right angle template here, a right angle would go straight up and out. Well, it's less than a right angle, so it's acute, it's smaller. You got a smaller mouth, so it's acute angle. So that means it is less than 90 degrees. In class, we're going to practice making different angles and labeling them. We're making a right angle ABC, acute XYZ, obtuse JKL, but then I want you to look at this angle. I mentioned it earlier. It is made up of 3 points, and it's going in a straight line, which means it's you're right, straight angle. And it equals 180 degrees.